sisters for life. Mentality is what keeps us together.
Hey, it's Saya.
I'm Carol.
It's Tiffany.
I'm Nicole, and this is what keeps us together.
Basically, the group chat in your head.
Living rent free.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And speaking of that, we want to thank Maya, who's been commenting on some of our YouTube videos. So shout out to you, sis. Thanks for that. And you guys should do it too.
Yes, please. We want to hear from you guys. We really need those likes. We really need those subscriptions so everybody can know when everything is dropping, be able to communicate with us. Let us know how you feel about things, topics y'all want to hear, comments y'all want to leave.
Questions y'all need to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ideas for tangents, because Lord knows I'm not running short of them, but I'm open.
Trust.
Definitely
I don't think
not
she'll
running
short.
ever run short.
Not running short.
We'll take some suggestions.
Yeah.
All right.
So this episode is dedicated. Well, first of all, it's brought up by last episode. We had some a great tangent about Disney princesses in general and what we felt about them. And so I think
But first, we need to publicly apologize to Nicole for cutting her off so many times. We're sorry, sis. We're going to let you talk today.
Oh,
Promise.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
promise we can just all say,
They're not going to have no content for this episode, so I'm just okay.
Period.
well, there you have it. But yeah, so we are talking about Disney princesses. And so, of course, we have to go with what are our favorite Disney songs for the Song of the Week this week. Anybody want to go first?
Sure, I can go first. Mine is A Whole New World. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes.
Why is that your favorite?
Yeah.
It is. It's my jam.
But why is it your favorite?
Because it's so good. And I can just see the whole sequence and they're on the magic
You
carpet, flying to the sky.
Aladdin behind you, like,
feel the
Yes,
breeze in
I
your
do
face?
in my hair. They're in love. She just realized maybe he's a
Give it
scammer,
Titanic.
but I'm okay with it.
Jack.
Oh, so he's a felon and she's okay with
Yeah,
it?
I mean, I was on your side. I said second chances. Do you remember?
Yep.
Run it back.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's just a really good song. There's a lot of them, but that's one of my favorites.
I agree. Yeah. The animation behind that song, too, is like really great.
So good.
Oh. We
Like,
felt like we were all
When,
flying.
when she's like putting her hand in the water and Aladdin's just like staring at her lovingly.
Wow. And the reflection of it all. You're
Yeah.
right.
So
It's a
good.
gem.
For sure,
I'm
Carol
sick.
has had this fantasy over and over and over.
That is my favorite Disney movie.
It's okay. It takes you there.
It
Yeah,
does. That is my favorite one.
Oh, God. That
Goodness.
brought tears to my eyes. I'm laughing so hard on it.
Should I go next?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Of course, I always have more than one. So my first one is going to be a song that is not really like a song. Like if you go to the track list, it's not on the track list for this movie. But everybody knows The Lion King. The OG Lion King is my favorite, of course. But there's a small song in there with Timon and Pumbaa. Those are my guys. And it's just a quick, like maybe 15-second song, but it's a hula song. It's called, it goes, Lua, if you're hungry for a hungry treat. You know, might put it here because he is a treat. Come on down the line, on a taste of swine. All you got to do is get in line. Are you aching? Yep, yep. Oh, so bacon, yep, yep. He's a big pig, yep, yep. You can be a big pig
The
too.
joy on your
Wow.
face.
I was about to say, you look like you need somebody to fry you up some bacon right now.
Now, if you know
Wow.
me, yeah, you know me.
I feel like that,
That
song.
just got dark. Not fry up some bacon.
Who knew what it was?
Right. That's what, did you listen to the lyrics?
You were showing on the point line, okay?
Alrighty then.
Moving right along.
That's my first one, but since it's little known and not technically a Disney song, I'm gonna go with Surface Pressure out of Encanto. I know it's
I love that song.
Yes, it's. I don't know what it is. The movie in general, just in itself, is just a great movie, but you know, a lot of sisters usually have to bear a lot of weight in families. Don't get me wrong. There are brothers that do as well, but for her to feel like she just could not.
This is a strong one when she was going through her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my favorite, the hook is pressure like a grip, 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 and it won't let go.
That's
Wow.
sexual.
Oh my God. I just.
It is not.
So early in. As always. Like, I don't.
If you didn't know that was from a Disney movie, tell me you wouldn't be like, oh.
But we did.
All right.
Moving into our next episode already. Good Lord, we just got here.
Sorry. I thought I was like, oh my God. Is this Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B?
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
It's giving WAP energy.
I'm glad I didn't go to the next line. Jesus.
No, say it.
No.
Say it.
No.
Please, now you have to.
No, you definitely have to.
Now you have to.
You
Pressure
teed it
like a
up.
tick, tick, tick till it's ready to blow. Whoa.
Okay. Point has been made.
Wow.
I said I didn't want to say it.
See, Disney's always been a little questionable. That
Just
song
a tad
proves
bit.
it.
My eyes are watering.
Just started off at a sprint. Okay. Mine is from Tarzan, the You'll Be in My Heart.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know, Phil really went off with this whole soundtrack. It's all really good. I feel like sometimes the Tarzan soundtrack doesn't get as much love. People forget about it because it's not princess oriented. But I love that one.
That is a good one.
It is a good one. Mine, when I was younger, Little Mermaid was my favorite. So, of course, I geeked out when they did the live action.
The beaming smile on your
Yes,
face.
you are glowing.
I'm sorry, I love Disney so much. But my favorite song is yeah, but the
Oh, you cut it off too early.
Well,
Right, the
because
rest of
people
us
know
know.
where I'm going. Everybody knows where I'm going. The contradictory of that song is that it starts off with "I want to go where the people are," and that's not my life. I want to stay far away from where the people are.
Now I'm
So-
trying to understand how it was a contradiction.
Right. I was like, wait
for
a minute.
you personally.
Yeah, me personally. Yeah, but I love that song.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
And Hallie really,
Went off.
Yeah.
I love it.
All the way.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that for her.
Great.
So clearly we're talking about Disney this episode.
So excited.
And
Yeah.
So we mentioned our topic came from our previous episode.
Zesty Zaddy. If you haven't checked it out,
Yeah.
go do that.
Yep.
Go ahead
There's a
and
good
get
one.
it.
Pause this, save it and come back.
Right.
Yep. Yep. But why? Because we were talking about problematic princesses. That's
Disney
how it
princess.
started.
Yes.
Who's the most toxic Disney princess? I think was the question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's-
And if you want to know those answers, like they said, go listen to Zesty Daddy.
Yeah.
well, I think we're about to play it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So listen in. Well, not only just that,
Stockholm syndrome at its worst. Okay.
I feel like also it gave
I almost
us
killed your dad.
as young ladies the falsehood that we could change a man.
Ooh, that's good.
Well, that and that we needed a man to save us.
Ooh.
That's a whole episode.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Jesus
Disney movies are
H.
problematic,
Ooh.
honestly, and that we should strive to be in a relationship always.
Well, that we should strive to be in a
And if he's ugly, you
relationship.
can change him.
To like, oh,
It's okay, girl. He can shave.
The man can be this. They can be that.
It's
they can
okay
be
if they
hateful,
gaslight you and lie.
but it's okay
For love.
For love, that will change anything. You can work on him, sis. And we have been working on that since the beginning of time, and that has been the problem. And men looking at us like, "What is wrong with you? You cannot change me."
Yeah.
And then we end up.
That's what I'm
stuck.
saying. It's not the princesses; it's the authors.
And even
It is.
Sleeping Beauty is mad creepy because why are you kissing a girl that's knocked out?
Ew, consent. You're right.
Snow White.
Gross.
This is a
And
whole
you got these
episode.
7 niggas that are just like looking, like following you around and like look.
No, that's
We have
that's
Snow White.
that's-
Snow White. All right. Well, she was asleep, right?
Okay.
Okay, and we're back.
Like we never left.
Right. So Nicole, this is really you started this, and we cut you off a lot. So do you want to like
Yeah. Round out that.
explain the point that we didn't let you make?
Well, which?
Oh,
Triggers. Jesus.
We're so sorry.
No, there were so many princesses. I love everything about Disney. I just like the fantasy part of it. I like the warm, fuzzy feeling, I think, because I personally am a hopeless romantic. However,
Come
Can relate. Can relate.
and I also live this very realistic lifestyle. Like, even though I have like this lens of, oh, that would be nice. However, when you get out here in the real world, you're like, this shit is not, it's not, the math don't math. The 2 + 2 is not 4 here. It don't work like that. You don't just find somebody, you fall in love. Maybe you half die off of a poison apple and then somebody come and sweep in and save the day. It don't work like that. So,
life Wow.
I mean, life be life.
I do.
So
Mhm.
it's problematic to me because I personally feel like as younger people, whether or not you're male or female or non-binary, you watch these movies and you have this falsehood of what life could be because that's the only thing that you're probably able to watch at that age.
I just want. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But I just want to ask you guys.
What are we supposed to not be doing
No,
this?
it's a question for her.
Not
It's
you
a
being the
question for
problem.
her. I know, but you both said you guys are hopeless romantics, and do you think it's because of the movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, probably so.
I don't think it's only because of Disney movies though.
No, of course not.
Okay.
I think it's, a myriad of things that
All right. Myriad.
contribute to that. But I think the contradictory between what is fantasy and what is reality is probably what has, I don't want to say jaded me a little bit as an adult because you're like, this is ghetto. Like, why I gotta do all of this to just live life? Why can't somebody just come sweep my ass up somewhere?
I mean, it's also hard though. We're never gonna see a Disney princess in a situationship. And I don't know that 7-year-old me really needed that. So I feel like
So they're not together?
that's like,
Are
was really seeking out poisoned
Text
apples
I
or like
mean,
poisoned like splint like
if Barbie
spools,
and
whatever,
Ken were
either.
Disney, then that to me sounds like a situation.
Oh, true. They never got married, did they?
not them being Oprah and Stedman.
Get your
Honestly,
coin, Barbie. Get your coin.
that sounds like an ideal situation to me.
But the issue I've always had is like, you're watching this growing up and then you realize like at some point in time in life, you realize that maybe that's not your life story. Maybe that is someone else's, or maybe it is for you. Maybe it does happen like that, but it doesn't speak to, I don't know. I know that Disney movies are supposed to be lighthearted. I mean, they're for children, like there's,
Yeah.
They're not so
It's like
lighthearted.
them at like 5.
Yeah.
Give them a bit.
give them a little bit to grow up, but it's like you watch it and you're like, oh, that's so beautiful. No, not really. And then you start to get into the individual personalities of these different princesses, right? You start to like mine. If you heard mine, which was Belle. I love
Ariel?
the Belle. No, that was my favorite Disney movie.
Oh.
My problematic princess was
Yes.
Belle.
Okay, gotcha.
And when you think about it, you're like, okay, she's super intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
She got her own little thing going on.
She never owned her.
Right? Everybody in the hood admires her. And then you have this dude that is all buff and he's like, oh yeah, she's mine. But she's like, no.
Mm-hmm.
And then she finds this man. Well,
Beast.
if that's what you want to call him.
Well,
It's a
he
spell.
wasn't
I don't know.
Beast.
But
Well, I mean,
The
anyway.
movie's called Beauty and the Beast, but
Less
It
name
is
than
Beauty and the
we'll go
noun.
off.
And she meets him, and then it almost is like you can see something in the movie where she's like, first of all, everyone meaning Mrs. Potts and
Chip.
Oh.
and then the whole little squad is like,
Candelabra. What was his name?
wasn't it Chandelier? No, it wasn't Chandelier.
Oh my God, I
can't
just
think of
had it. It's Mr. Clocksworth. And,
Here's the clock.
and what's his name?
It's something French.
For,
Jesus.
It's not Pierre. Not Gaston.
Mm-mm.
Dang.
I want to say it starts with a C. Maybe it'll come to us. But everyone's rooting for her to break the spell. But it's like, break the spell of what?
Well,
Gaston.
I mean, okay, but wait.
not
Gaston.
Gaston.
And maybe I'm reading too much into it.
He's the bad guy. We want the
Th-
candelabra
but
guy.
They're rooting for her to break the spell because they'll also be free.
Cogsworth.
So they have their own.
True,
Lumiere.
but they have their own, underlying thing. But again, maybe I'm being too over analytical of it. But I'm like, you want me to break the spell so that you can be free. But ultimately, it's because this person is a nasty ass individual. And now you want me to make him fall in love with me. So then that way he can humanize himself again. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking at it in the perspective of reality, you have a woman, and let's not even say it's Belle. You have some rude ass individual, and now you want me to be nice to you to break your shell?
I understand where you're coming from. I think that it's a little bit more complicated, not to like get into like the like deep theoretical truths of Disney princesses, but I guess that's what the purpose
the
of this
whole point
episode
of
is.
yeah.
It is.
But because they get a win out of her kissing the beast, I kind of get that one more. The more problematic, like similar scene I'm thinking of is Little Mermaid. The whole song "Kiss the Girl," and it's so she like literally gives up her voice and gets legs for this nigga, and no one benefits from that at all. There is no win except for legs, I guess.
The prince one.
And Ursula not taking over all the 7 kingdoms, right?
Is that?
but that's only if she got the kiss.
Only if
she didn't
get
Didn't get the kiss.
Yes, didn't get the
So
kiss.
what's at
Sorry.
stake? Remind me what's at stake.
I know Ursula's goal, I think, is to be King Trident. She wants to control the 7 seas, or 7 kingdoms, right? So she was trying to get Ariel, I guess, as her pawn to make this happen, because she needs to kill King Trident, right? In order for her to be the ruler.
We knew this as children.
No.
No, I didn't even know they were related as children.
So I'm trying to understand, like, what when we watched that movie, like, she had a certain amount of time that she had to kiss Prince Eric, so that she would
Marry
be able to keep her legs, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I don't. If she didn't do it, she just like went back to the sea and lost her voice
No,
forever.
she would.
She would have to live with Ursula.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay,
my
okay.
assumption was that she was just imprisoned.
That's
in
right.
one way
Yeah.
or another.
Yeah, the only person that loses there is Ariel, and she's the only one who took the risk. So that's what I'm saying is like
That's how it's a little bit
different. Like all
Yeah.
these like little creatures being like, kiss him, do it, kiss him,
Please, I want to be human again. I'm tired of being a
Girl,
pod.
I don't want to be this chipped too.
I'm a child. I'm just a baby.
Okay, so outside of all the other problematic, let's start with beauty standards in Disney movies. So almost all of the princesses, I was looking it up, besides Moana, apparently, were all small, like probably hourglass figure.
Disproportionately
wanna-
curved, like
do we wanna-
Barbie.
Yeah.
Do we want to say all the list of the princesses? Should we get into that real quick?
Go for it.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like
Do
because I think there may be some people who are surprised as to who's
Yeah, 'cause
on
I
that
don't know
list and
half
who's
these
not
hoes'
on that
names.
list. Right. Well, we
who's
saw that last
Aurora?
time.
Mama is.
Right. All right. First one is Snow White. Snow White in the 7 dwarves.
Does she have a real name? Is it Snow?
I think that is her name.
Oh, okay.
Snow White.
Wow.
In the
Her parents are
7
weird. Go ahead.
Snow?
Okay, Blue Ivy.
That's different.
Sorry.
Ow. Don't come for the queen. Don't come for the queen. We're not going to do
I'm not
that.
mad. I'm just saying.
Woo, bring it back. Bring it back. All right. So first one is
It
Snow
happens.
White. She had the 7 dwarves. You remember she bit the apple, fell asleep, and some man came and kissed her. All right.
That is not consensual.
It's not. Okay.
Did
Next
you even
one
know
is
him before that happened?
Yeah, but okay.
Okay, wait,
I'm not going to make an excuse for consent. So let me set that stage.
But
but
There's no but. Well, I guess my question is, did consent exist then? So
let me tell you why it needed to exist.
Like they didn't
Snow
have
White.
autonomy.
I'm not saying it shouldn't have.
Let me tell you why it needed to exist.
Yes,
Snow White is 14.
yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that
Yes.
either. She's a child.
I agree
They were
wholeheartedly.
having whole babies then, though.
They were.
Do it again.
So
I'm
wait,
just-
what argument for consent were you making?
No, I wasn't making an argument for consent. I'm
Oh.
saying
Did
that
it
it didn't exist.
Oh, because she can't give consent at 14.
yeah,
Right.
Fair.
But they was getting married.
But how old
That makes
was
it worse?
How old was the
Okay,
nigga? The
not better.
prince. Sorry, I'm so sorry. How old was the prince? Sorry, I'm gonna stop doing that. I am
Why?
Dude,
I don't know say.
because he's not black.
Oh, okay.
he might have been spicy, right?
I don't know if it counts. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Next is Cinderella. As you remember, Carol, her
Her
stepmother
mom
was-
is not
her
a
mom was
lesbian.
not a lesbian.
Yes, I do
All right,
remember.
okay.
I looked it up.
All right, good.
I remember.
Good. Her father is no longer living.
Mhm.
You know, he was there for her, but then he died. Okay. And then she is the one who has stepsisters who are evil, and you know,
No, evil
Lots of
stepmom.
slipper, all that.
Last
Glass
Slipper,
Slipper.
fairy godmother, pumpkins.
Yeah,
Right.
Whitney
mice.
Houston, Brandy, Whoopi
True.
Goldberg.
Yes, all of that.
Mm.
I don't know if
Black,
she's
black queen, white king,
Asian.
black daughter, Asian husband, black fairy godmother.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in that movie. Still a
I
classic.
love it though.
Yes. Next, we have Sleeping Beauty, whose name is Aurora.
Wait,
It's different than Cinderella and Snow White.
Oh, okay. See, this is where I see. There's too many.
No, Sleeping Beauty did fall asleep just like Snow White.
Yep.
She got
However, but she got pricked on the cursed
Spindle.
Spindle.
Weevil,
Mhm.
Weaver
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Right. All right.
But her real name is Aurora.
Aurora.
Okay.
And who's the villain in that one?
Oh my god.
Maleficent.
Maleficent. And also, who's the dude with the spindle thing that made her do it? Or was it the when she turned evil?
Maleficent?
I thought she was like posing. Maleficent was posing as a witch or something.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
And
wasn't
then
there a man? Who was that guy?
you talking about Rumpelstiltskin?
Yeah,
That is a
Rumpelstiltskin.
completely
Different movie.
different.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Rumpelstiltskin.
This list is for you.
Yes.
So pay close
Yes.
attention.
Please. Did you write it down?
We taking notes.
Okay. Go
Next
ahead.
we have Ariel.
Can I defend myself really quickly?
Okay.
So if you guys ever watch Once Upon a Time, a lot of these stories just like intertwine with each other, and it's confusing me
Okay.
where they like divide.
To be fair, I will second that.
Okay.
Because the way they connect all of these different stories together, you're like, okay, wait, that's their cousin?
Yeah.
So it is very confusing.
Thank
if you
you.
watch
It is
that.
actually.
Okay.
Never seen this show in my life.
It's
you
really
should.
good.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's on Netflix right now.
Oh,
it?
maybe I'll watch it later.
Pretty sure it's on Netflix.
Okay.
Oh,
The excitement that just happened in this
And that's how I
Yes.
caught it. It's either Netflix or Hulu. That's how I caught
It's
it.
acting strike. We gotta look for the old gems to come back.
Yeah. It's a lot of seasons though, but go ahead.
Next is Ariel.
Talked about her.
From Little Mermaid. Now we have Belle. We were talking-
Wait. I think we should add the context because I didn't know this that Ursula was her aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that before we were looking into this.
That was
background.
new movie info.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
old movie,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying that kind of makes it even
Even
shadier.
shadier,
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
Can't trust family.
If you can't win, you can't win either.
That's a whole podcast.
Exactly.
That's a whole podcast too. Jesus. Trigger. So many trigger warnings. We need to put a little in the description.
Next we got Belle. We just talked about Beauty and the Beast.
Gaston too.
Gaston.
Oh, what was the candelabra's name? I found it.
Lumiere.
Lumiere. I knew it was something
yeah.
French and related to light.
Smart. Then we have Jasmine, who we mentioned from Aladdin. Aladdin was the
We know that one.
homeless
Street rat.
man. The riffraff.
Riffraff. Street rat.
What
That's
country
another
was
good
that?
song.
It's Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
didn't ever signify where.
It was
I don't think they ever say it's
Although they went into
a land
pyramids.
far away, so it's like never.
Yeah.
It's just kind of regional. But Jafar's the villain.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what is the parrot's name?
Parrot.
Mm.
Because that was his little henchman like character.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. We don't know his name. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm molting.
I loved him in that movie.
He was really funny.
Pocahontas, whose name is Pocahontas in the movie Pocahontas.
I hate y'all. I know her name is Pocahontas. Okay.
Okay, but who's the villain?
The villain in this is
The white man.
people.
It
John-
is, but
John
it was
Smith.
the hero was a white man too. So
It was the
yeah.
king that was the villain.
Yeah, Jon Snow was the man she
It's
fell in
not
love
the
with.
king.
No,
Wasn't
I'm sorry,
Jon Snow, was
whatever
it?
governor
Yeah,
that
him.
came with him. But okay,
Not
if you-
Jon Snow.
It was not Jon Snow.
That's Game of Thrones.
I know what she said. I was like, there's not Jon Snow.
Okay,
I
but
thought
can we-
it said Smith. I thought it said Smith.
if
It
you
is
look at
Jon
the
Snow.
history of Pocahontas and you like actually read the real story, that is a whole consent conversation too.
Yeah, the whole
because-
like actual history.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
On the consent for the village, consent for the land.
what,
Consent-
all,
I
of
mean,
it.
all of it.
The Pocahontas being
Yes.
a child,
The fact that
being a
Pocahontas didn't
grown
look like that.
person.
Right.
Oh,
Because
this
she
is-
was
this is
not.
the first one where she had two people after her, John
Two.
Smith and John Rolfe. Is that
Yes.
the
So that's the
Um,
actual history of it.
Oh my God. This list is
Okay,
really long.
yeah, let's move on.
okay?
I'm like getting
Mulan.
sleepy.
Mulan, and then the princess is Mulan.
Well, she's not a princess, but
Right. She's the first one. Probably is not a
An
princess
actual
in one way or
princess, yeah.
form.
yeah.
But
Yes.
she became one, I think.
And the bad guys were everyone. Like, I don't know
The Hun.
The Huns.
Hun.
the Hun, but also like people she was.
No, he had a name. The lead guy that had like the little hawk on his shoulder.
Food, Sean.
Wait, I have him on my shirt. This guy.
Oh,
But wasn't it Shang something?
No, let's
Stop. Just
let's
stop.
just go next.
I don't
I'm
know.
not trying to be. Oh my God. You guys are making it worse.
it is Shang.
Thank
It's
you.
General
Oh
Lee
my
Shang.
God. Jesus Christ.
That's who she married. So she became Mulan Shang.
No, that's not the villain's name.
Oh no, Shang is who she married. I don't know the villain's name.
Okay.
It
I
ain't
don't even
on
want to
here.
look it up. I don't want to say his name.
Tiana from The Princesses and the Frog.
Yeah.
And she eventually married that prince, and the bad guy was he's on your shirt too.
They all on my shirt.
I can't remember the bad guy's name,
Is
but
that
he was
like a
trying to
villain?
keep Prince a fraud. All that good stuff. So there's that. Then there's Rapunzel, which I don't remember.
That's messed up that we can't remember his
Rapunzel,
name. Is
Rapunzel,
it the
let down
Tangled?
your hair.
That's the Tangled one, right?
That's Tangled.
Yep,
Her mom's somewhere on
Entangled.
here.
Not her mom.
But
That's,
she's
that's who the evil person is in that movie.
Yeah.
yeah, because she keeps her up in the tower.
Is it her?
Oh no, I don't
know
think
if it's
so.
her.
I don't know.
Anyway, so that's who's that, and then Meridia is from Brave, the Disney Pixar movie,
And she's her own
Brave.
hero, right?
And she's her own hero, and I don't remember. Something was wrong with her mom, so I don't remember who did that to her mom.
I think that she was like the next queen. She was supposed to get married to someone and she was like very disinterested and her father was not having it. And she's like, why do I need a nigga to do all this shit? I can do it myself.
Yep.
And did. And then she had to defeat a bear who was like
her mom or
overcome by some spirit that was making him like very evil. And when she killed it, she freed it. But I think she was the hero and the princess. And I don't think she had a love interest. So I feel like she is very unique in all of those ways.
Agreed. Moana, who
Boss.
Was the first thick princess.
I'm sorry. Yes, Moana.
Oh
That's the name
God,
of
how
the
old was
movie?
she? Were we talking about her body?
I don't know, and I'm not gonna look.
Terrified.
Yes. Moana's the one.
She had to save her land.
Yes,
Mhm.
and that's the one with the rock in it, and
The T.
yeah,
something.
That thing that was over the stuff.
I'm excited
That's
for our piece on villains because
I don't
that
know.
one's very complicated for me.
It is, but so that's one of my favorite movies, just from the aspect of who the antagonist is in the movie, like who's having to combat people. But anyway, we can talk about it later.
Oh, okay. Take pieces.
Never saw it.
Then there's
You haven't seen
Raya.
Moana? Oh.
It's a good movie.
You should watch it.
It's really good.
Really good.
Okay.
Raya and the Last Dragon.
I have to watch that.
I haven't seen
Raya
that
is
one
the
either.
princess.
I actually just saw that one. That's a
and
good movie
she
too.
has to get the gem or something, and the people are trying to take her land and whatever.
Grown
There's like
people
4 different
trying to explain
villages.
Disney movies. This is hilarious.
I
in
just saw this
itself.
one actually. There's like 4 different villages, and they are trying to get like this
Stone
rock
or
or something to release the dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the dragons was gone.
Yeah.
Except
Hence
for one.
the name, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's a future princess.
No, I wasn't trying to be sarcastic.
I know.
Asha, that's gonna be in Wish, which I don't know anything about other than.
But she black and she got braids.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
Oh,
it.
honorable mention for.
Lord have mercy. How long is this goddamn list?
Elsa
Like,
and
listen
Anna.
to the church announcement. So
This
you're
is when I
like,
tune out. Yeah.
And Maribel.
And Maribel from
Encanto. Mhm.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. That's it. But those are the ones. So that's your question because I think that's important to review before
It
we.
was, but I don't even remember the question.
Also, they not listening no more. They tuned out.
Y'all
I
can
tuned
I don't know,
out.
y'all's commentary was funny,
y'all can come back now.
problematic, and funny.
Problematic and funny.
Okay, so body types.
Moana's still the only thick one in the list.
Yeah. So when y'all was watching these movies, did y'all feel away, or did
I
it
don't know,
make
I
you
feel
feel away
like
about your own body?
Mulan was a little thick.
Mulan was not.
Mulan was strong.
Yeah, I don't
Not
think she
thick.
was thick.
I feel like
Oh,
she's
maybe
like,
that's what it
arm
was.
curves and not her
Yeah.
curve.
We were
also like Maribel's sister, the strong one.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. She,
Mhm.
Kind of that same.
I do
She's-
remember thinking like Lilo and
Still
Stitch, like,
skinny,
thinking,
though.
like she was like, even though she's not a princess, I do remember looking at her body like, oh wow, like this is like an actual body type,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
You
not.
can tell when that definitely changed.
Yeah.
I don't
That's true. I probably didn't think too much about it just because I feel like it was kind of par for the course at the time. I'm kind of surprised it's still going now. I'm surprised we haven't seen more range in the more recent movies.
We have.
Disney do a thick
with
thickums
Maribel?
princess.
Yeah, like with Encanto, they were all different sizes.
Yeah, I feel like that it's
Although
part of the
pretty
storyline.
one, the pretty one was still like
See,
small.
and I guess like in terms of like the main character for princesses, we haven't seen very much.
Yeah, that's true.
I want Disney to do a thickums Disney princess, like round bodied, thick thigh.
Do you want it? So if they do it, do you want it to be a key part of the storyline, or do you want her to just be thick and her actually have a storyline outside of what her
A storyline outside of that.
Yeah,
Same.
I
Just
would love them
want
not to
her-
focus on her body. That'd
Yes.
be great.
That would be great.
Because also it reminds me, we were looking up like Ursula, who's obviously not a princess, but in the movie, and how one of the controversies about that movie is that she chose her body. She felt like her body and with her tentacles as an octopus, I guess, was like her truest form.
Mhm.
And then she
and
was,
she is bodied in that movie. Let's not.
Mhm.
yeah, and she is ostracized for how she looks. From is like one of the explanations for that movie.
Centering
Which
on
is-
her tentacles,
Yeah,
allegedly. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that is really interesting.
Okay.
Is there other range with other villains? Sorry.
No, you're fine. The Ursula has always been one of my favorite Disney villains for that reason, because of her body type.
Mhm.
Mainly, respectfully, because she reminded me so much of my mom.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yep.
Because I was just thinking that she's also one of the only people that has like short and gray hair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because my mom and her have the same hair and oftentimes similar forms of makeup. And I used to, respectfully, of course.
Not
I
you
used to
laughing
watch
and
it.
saying respectfully.
I used to watch that movie and be like, my mom is famous. Like, they use her as a depiction for this person. But
My
I
mom
was
was
younger then.
Disney.
And
There's also a lot of talk about her being a drag queen.
oh,
I've seen that too.
Yeah.
I can
Which
see
is
that.
a whole nother story
It is.
in itself.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So is it because of the tentacles? Because of the
I think
Her
it's
makeup
the makeup.
choice.
or because
I could see
is-
Jafar being
is,
dragged
Jafar?
on the weekend.
I could actually see.
Wait, Jafar being Ursula?
being in drag
No.
but has not
being
been
in drag.
Yes.
Oh. It's like, what?
Actually, that's really funny. I could totally see that.
You
No,
know
I
what?
feel like it's
What's-
just like
No, what's that movie that Wesley Snipes was in? They were
oh,
all
2 on food.
yeah, he kind of
yeah.
looks like Jafar in a couple of those scenes, I feel like. Wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys remember?
I
No?
don't.
Okay. Moving on.
It's funny if you ever have not seen it.
It is giving like Little Richard vibes though. Jafar. He was in drag. I just
Oh,
saw
for
that in his
sure.
before.
For
This is not shade. He actually did
No.
drag.
Hey.
But he looks like he has the bone structure for something like
Yeah.
that.
No, after you said it, I could just so easily see it. That's why I started
Oh,
laughing.
okay. I was like, this is not shade. It was just in the documentary that came out.
Okay. But okay. Body
Wow, Disney
types.
princess.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they, I mean, we know why they use the same body type. It's what's appealing to the eye, you know?
Yeah,
So
for sure. But did it affect you? But you guys don't think it had any bearing over like how you felt about your body growing up?
I'm sure some people did, but I mean, I'm been surrounded by plus size people my whole life. So we kind of created a norm at home. So didn't really need a Disney princess to tell me that I was cute.
Yeah, I feel like the hair probably played more of a. I don't like. I never really even thought about the bodies, but I feel like hair was like such a big thing in so many of the like motifs.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah.
feel like they kind of have range. Like Snow White has like short black hair. Cinderella's hair is like up and then it's down.
All straight. Yeah.
Rapunzel's hair is like really long and then she cuts it in tangled. So then there's like still variability there.
I remember just wanting titties because I feel like all of theirs were just like sitting up. I was just like, I want some bongo. Well, that's not a bongo. I guess it's a melon.
I'm sick.
Those are the only thing I really.
I
just
don't
remember they
remember
all
any
had-
of them
they just
having
all
a
had-
big chest.
I just remember Jasmine in general. At least hers were always sitting up
Listen,
high.
Jasmine-
But that's because she was in a
Yeah,
Boosie 8.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. I always remember
And
wanting.
her little midriff was out. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I remember when I got my little Jasmine Halloween costume. I was like, I'm allowed to wear this. I had to wear a tank top
I was about to
underneath.
say,
I was
you
gonna say,
had to
did
wear
it have
something
the
under-
thing out?
It did.
Oh.
But I had to wear like a little thing underneath.
Oh.
But I still felt cute. I was like, okay, got my little hammer pants.
Parachute pants.
Y'all are making me wonder whether or not. So I don't know that I saw myself reflected in any of that, but it made me now. It's like, oh, well, what about? Did I find or a standard of who I would be attracted to
Mm.
via that? And I'm like, I don't know. That might be something along with societal. I don't know if that's just to the Disney thing or no, but it just
Sure.
made me think. I was like, I don't know that I can say. I remember my first crush was definitely like it was
Jasmine.
no,
Oh.
no,
Tell me it was Aurora.
no. I was just gonna say this
don't
person
think
was
it's a
not
Disney princess.
actually
Oh.
look like any of the
Okay.
Disney
Okay.
princesses
Oh.
per se, other than she's white. So like
Yeah. I also feel like we had range as kids that we like, there was like more diversity then almost. And then there was a gap of it. And now we're like re-entering the conversation.
Yeah, agreed.
Because at the same time, like we still had like Brandy was a Cinderella to me. So
Yeah.
like that, you know what I mean? Like she's not like curvy or anything, but she had micro braids when she was Cinderella. You know, like we were able to see ourselves in more ways than we are able to now, like in our like teen years.
Yeah, they were,
sometimes.
they
So
all had the same bodies. They were all like small. Like even
Yeah.
like Laura Winslow was like small. Well, she did have that one episode where she felt like she was like bigger, but she was still like regular size. Brandy was always thin. Tia and Tamara thin.
mhm.
Yeah.
I can't think of like a diverse body type. I think
Until
that,
Monique and the Parkers, but that's
yeah, but then they
Countess
were making fun of
Vaughn.
her the whole time because of her weight. I remember
Yeah.
watching the Moesha back and I was like, wow, they were
Awful.
disrespectful to Kim off episode 1.
Mhm.
I can't think of anyone else who wasn't like the quote unquote fat funny friend. You know what I mean? Like it
That's
was,
fair. Because they even did, I mean, Pam gets treated like that and Martin too. And she's like the only dark skinned woman
Yeah.
on the show, and, which
Mm.
is hilarious because she's gorgeous.
yeah.
But I feel like that's also like hindsight.
Yeah.
That makes me realize too, I saw something like, quasi recently, like maybe like up to a year ago, someone was talking about like how beautiful Whoopi Goldberg is. And I was like, a concept that has never crossed my mind, not to be disrespectful, but it's just not the
Yeah.
light that you usually hear Whoopi talked about.
Yeah.
And so then there were like all these like photos of her and her like old work. And I was like, wow, she was beautiful.
Right.
Like, but it's just like not how she's like regarded.
Right.
So like,
Yeah.
it's interesting how that can happen.
right. It's not a
Yeah.
community or cultural belief
Or truth, yeah.
for what she is. But to your point, I think it's just because the industry she was in, she was one of very few who were dark skinned
Yeah.
anyway. So that you weren't gonna get people even looking at her with that regard just because of the hue of her skin. I think.
Yeah. Also, I was listening to another podcast and I think it was because Raven Simone was like, she just learned that Whoopi wasn't a lesbian. And she was like, she's like, I could have sworn you were a lesbian this whole time. And Whoopi was like, no, she's been married to like 3 different men.
Yes, yes, sure has.
Yeah. And so she was
It's not
like,
Raven being like, I thought you were one of us.
she did. She was. So I was like,
And you know what's
oh,
called how she dresses.
yeah. And
Yes.
that's it's
Yeah.
strictly based off
Not
that.
you typecast in real life.
Yeah.
So as we are talking about it, I'm curious about how our parents felt about Disney princesses, because most of the earlier ones like Snow White, Cinderella, I think Sleeping Beauty all came out probably when our parents were young.
And probably really didn't even get a chance to see it till they got older.
Dang.
Probably. I'm curious at how they felt about Disney princesses or the concept of a Disney princess when they were coming up.
Well, that reminds me of like I was watching Lion King with Trey and how like
How Nala's a baddie.
she's a bad bee for a lion for sure. But I was just like watching, I was like, wow, I don't like how like the good characters are lighter and the bad characters are even like how are darker. Even the lighting in the different areas, it's like light versus dark. And I'm just like, wow, like this is a subliminal message. And I just don't like how they make it seem how it is very clear that the lighter characters are good and the darker characters are bad. And he
Mhm.
probably, he didn't even watch it because I guess the quality of the film is just like not good enough for these children. But I was just like, wow.
Recorded on VHS.
I was like, what is this grainy
this?
video you have me watching? But I was just like, wow, I really don't like that messaging that we're having because it was that one. And I was looking at Little Mermaid. It's the same way. Ursula's darker. She's more she's purple, darker. Aladdin, the good characters are lighter. Jafar is darker. I'm just like,
Cinderella too. Like her stepmom is like really dark hair and she's like blonde and blue eyed.
Mhm.
And her stepsisters don't have blonde hair either.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like ingrained in us that like darker is bad.
Oh yeah, and that's beyond Disney, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's always been a thing of darkness in skin and darkness of area means a place where you
It's bad.
don't go or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
don't deal with. That's always
Which sucks, but it's hard because it feels like it's like there is like a storytelling ease there, right? With
Yeah.
like light, hope, dark, badness. But it's interesting how it plays out and like how we think about things in real life.
Yeah.
That, you know, I wonder, it might be interesting to see it in reverse and see if it feels like a mind fuck. Like trying to watch it and like seeing it like, wow, like, oh right, you're bad. I keep having to remember. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I feel like we don't
White
have.
people are the villain and the black people are cool. I'm like,
Well,
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I mean,
Pocahontas probably was like the only inverted version of that, where the darker people are the innocent ones, and
But even the bad guy in that one, her hero is still like blonde hair. The bad guy is like dark hair,
darker
and,
hair,
yeah.
and
yeah.
he's stout.
Mhm.
Versus Sawafti. Prince or John, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I meant it like not in race.
No, I know.
Okay.
But I mean,
so I guess the only thing that I can think of that gives an opposite view would be maybe Wicked. I mean, if we're stepping outside a little bit outside of the Disney, conversation, is the whole plot line behind Wicked is to give another perspective of,
Like the play.
yeah,
Okay.
like what we've viewed as something that's bad, why she wears all black, her face is green, blah, blah, why she's so bad, but really, is she the bad guy?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the
I
play
haven't,
Wicked.
I haven't.
but it reminds me of like how now we're getting all of the villain backstories, like how they're doing like the Maleficent movies, and then
Cruella.
Cruella. So we're learning about how they grew up. Even Joker, like I mean, outside of Disney, of course, but like how we're learning about why they are the way they are. So
Yeah.
it's like, yes, they're bad, but they aren't not inherently
people.
bad.
They're-
or
Yeah.
even like
Right.
the Grinch, like he's, you know what I mean? Like
You just want to be loved.
yeah, he just wanted friends, and y'all wouldn't play with him. And now look at him stealing Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about the villains. Let's talk about their backstories.
I'm down. I think that brings us to a really good point of, okay, so like the Grinch, you just wanted someone to play with him, or like Cruella and how she brought it. I didn't watch the newest
I didn't watch it
Cruella,
either.
but
I watched it.
my take, or at least from what I've seen so far, is that they are different in some way, and someone has shunned them in some way, and now it is like their defense mechanism.
Yeah.
So
It always starts with like mean kids.
yeah, right.
Or
And
adults.
it's the mean child adult that one would perceive as the good, in everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've the villain, and now makes it so. One of my family members always says, I guess this is the start of their villain era, right? Like when they're explaining something, I guess it's like a turn of events that happens in someone's life that creates.
They're describing their villain area.
No, like just describe it. Jesus. They're describing
They're like,
how
this is how I become-
this is how someone's villain era
Oh
starts.
yeah.
What's the thing
The
called?
villain origin story.
What's this called? Event? The thing that has to happen in your life to put you on the trajectory for who you're supposed to be.
Oh God,
I
I
know.
There's
know.
a term.
Oh, okay.
I think
Oh.
that's how it starts. It's like
Yeah.
there's their moment, or that.
Yeah. There is a point, like something could happen to you. It's like either I can go left
Mm-hmm.
or I can go right. And
Okay, but let's talk about whether that makes them right as villains.
like bad villains.
Yeah, like I like that we get the backstory so that we can empathize.
Yeah.
But does that mean we're on their side?
Oh, because they've still done what they've done.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, like you're still doing some pretty crazy stuff.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
talk about some of these people.
Let's talk Maleficent, because that's the one that I
Okay, go ahead.
actually. So she fell in love with a man. He allegedly fell in love with her. She was a fairy. She had wings, right? It's like to fly, something like that.
Who is,
Yes.
who is the man?
The king. I don't remember his name. You guys remember his name?
It's Aurora's dad. That's what I was trying to get at.
Sleeping Beauty.
Good job. Proud of you.
He ends up clipping her wings, and so now she can no longer fly.
In her sleep.
Yeah. And then he marries someone else. They have a baby. And that is when Maleficent curses the child. Because also they wouldn't let her come to like the baby's like baptism or reveal, or I don't know, her sippancy, whatever they called it back then. And so she cursed the baby.
Not her being like, fuck your sleep.
What is this, tea?
Yeah. She couldn't come to the gender reveal. And now she mad.
But she wasn't mad before the baby was born?
No, she was already pissed because he clipped her wings.
Yeah,
But now she was like, oh, this is my moment.
Okay, but this is why I don't
When I look
understand.
back-
Because curse that nigga. What the baby got to do with it?
Right.
Because that's how you get to a parent's like soul, is to mess with their child. I
We
say
don't even know this man's name.
we don't. We don't. But that's what I'm saying. Like she definitely went for the jugular. Now, I'm not saying that's what you should do, but like if you really gonna mess with somebody, I feel like you go for their kids.
I'm just saying go for his actual jugular and leave the innocent child out of it. Because then I'd be on your side. Then I'd be like, true, sis, get your lick back. But instead,
yeah, she definitely went. Yeah, she definitely like. Here's a line. She crossed it.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. But I also am like, but yeah, okay. So I mean, it was wrong for sure. I can't think of a villain where I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah, like can y'all?
Yeah, because it's weird because like so many of them are mad at the and maybe this is a takeaway. Because so many of these villains, especially the women, now that I'm thinking about it, are mad at the fathers and go after their daughter.
The woman. Ooh.
Say it.
Wow.
Ursula, Maleficent, Snow White. Like I don't. There's something in that's like,
what is it?
A little anti-feminist.
What is it?
It's giving patriarchy.
It is. Because what? Man.
Why don't you just go after the nigga that wronged you? What's that girl got to do with it? Leave her alone.
This is so true.
Because even with Cinderella,
innocent bystanders.
her the backstory I read is that the stepmom was married, had her 2 children, and was in love. Her initial husband dies, and then she remarries.
But hold on, they were like not wealthy, but they were like well off.
Yeah, she's like a countess or whatever. Like they're not paupers.
That's a key point in the story.
And so then she marries Cinderella's father, who's also a widow.
But hold on, she marries him because she can't take care of herself.
Oh, that's not the version I read.
Oh,
so
okay.
Let's compare.
Okay.
The version I read was that she, didn't want to close herself off to love for however long. And she had money. And so she married him, thinking that they were at the same tier, comes to find out that his wealth was a show of wealth because he received money from the royal family and had to pay back that debt. So he ends up bankrupting her almost to pay back this debt to look like he had money that he didn't have. And so then he dies and she's pissed that her family is actually worse off than they were before she met and married him. And so she takes it out on Cinderella.
Okay. Yeah.
But what's the version that you read?
Similar, but just like she had wealth. Her husband died, but she was at a point where like she could no longer maintain that wealth. So she needed to get married to maintain her status. And so she marries this man, same thing, thinking that he has it. Kind of find out, he's a scammer. And so she, he spends her money, all that kind of things.
Okay.
But
running with her credit cards.
Yeah. But what I didn't understand about her is like now you have why she was mad. I could get like she wanted to now marry off her daughters to a prince so they can get back to like living in good standard. But you're still a mother to the girl that the prince wants. So you still can be in good standing. So I don't know why you're blocking her blessing. You blocking your blessing too.
Because I want you to be my slave and I want my daughters to be well off.
Yeah.
But they could all still be well off.
They could, but
it's logical.
I guess it's logical.
Right.
It's not logical because it's not her bio child.
I mean, I get it, but I'm saying you're still blocking your blessings, sis. If all you want is a bag, the bag is coming.
Yes. Girl, what you
The bag
mean?
is now, but now he's going to be broke.
But now he's going to scrub my basement with a
Scrub
toothbrush.
the ground.
Once you are in the palace.
That dog.
Somebody else, not
So
you.
right now I have money again. I'll hire someone to do
Make
it.
the prince some babies.
But I can't make him do it out of
here.
spite.
It's just sad.
It is.
You don't even realize she had to come up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you really blocking your own blessings.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Because your daughters won't go get it.
If you weren't, I mean, right, your daughters are ugly. Cinderella's cute. Like she's the one that can be your trajectory into being a rich and you ruined it.
Right.
Well, okay. So
No, she didn't.
I'm going to jump over to Moana really quickly because
Okay.
it ties into the whole villain
Dang,
story.
I'm sorry for calling them ugly. My bad.
So the foundation is like the land is lush because you have this very lush goddess that is full of green and hope and love. And it's the heart of T'Chaka. That's what it is.
That's it.
Greed. You have this demigod that wants the heart of T'Chaka because it's rare. It's like a jewel, you know? He goes and gets the jewel. But so like the jewel is, in essence, it's like, no, I'm sorry. It's the heart of T'Chaka. So he takes the heart of T'Chaka. And then now, in order to, I guess, put the jewel back or to restore things, they have to put it back. But there's like this beast protecting.
Does the land die? Sorry, I never saw this movie. Does the land die when he takes the heart?
Yeah.
Supposed to be
does
less
it die
productive.
or does she like it goes from like lush green like islands and she turns into like volcanic lava?
Well,
it's like heat and rage and anger. right?
Yes, but it's not necessarily forthcoming in the story that is
Why she's like that.
Yes.
They just know that she's a you stay away from that.
Yes.
T'Chaka. Now T'Chaka is lava.
It's like this hardened rock of a
Because
beast.
she don't have a heart
it's like,
no more.
Right. So
And she's
it's
spiteful,
like now
rightfully
it's
so.
starting to impact the surrounding island.
Okay.
So it's like in order to restore the island growth and greenery or whatever, they have to put the heart back. So
But they also have to
Moana's
learn
job-
that that's why, right? 'Cause
Yes.
they didn't know that part.
So Moana gets the heart and the guides guide her back to, okay, so you have to fight T'Chaka or whatever it is. But then when you realize when she's fighting T'Chaka, it's like she's fighting, it's almost like she's fighting herself. And I think that's probably why I like that villain story the best, because it's like,
You can tear
it's
up.
you against you. No, I'm not tearing up
Okay.
today. It's you against you.
Dang.
And you put the heart back and it restores things. So it's
Wow.
almost
That's
like
a sermon.
you,
Mhm.
ain't it? It's like you have this really lush, full of life thing that turns hard and full of heat and anger when they don't have their heart, and it's guarding what it's supposed to flourish with. Yes.
Who was it? A man that stole the heart? Wow.
Preach, preacher.
Okay,
Yeah,
just wondering.
That's a villain I'm 100% supportive of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she was thick.
Yeah.
She was?
Yeah.
Oh, Moana.
Moana.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the villain. I was
I'm
like,
just like
I mean, one would have viewed
I know,
the
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 island.
goddess is really,
oh, I thought that she was like a skinny, like
Yeah.
sticky thing when she's mad.
yeah, when she's mad.
Oh,
when
but then she got body when she, you right, when she reflourished.
You right. Oh,
She was pretty.
Yeah, you're right.
She
No lies were
reflourished, she
told.
got. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I need
But
to watch Moana when I go home.
You do.
should. The demigod jacked things up, and greed and wealth
Ooh.
and things like that.
Ooh, and coveting what's not yours.
Ooh.
Why are we both honest
Wow.
today?
Side chicks just got real mad.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Who have we not talked about? What about Jafar
Mm.
or Captain Hook?
Oh my God.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, Peter Pan.
Get on your Peter Pan.
Okay. So I was watching this TikTok and it made a lot of sense to me.
Nervous.
Me
Oh, you
too.
know
Hold
you're
on,
deep in the
y'all, hold
wormhole
on.
when the TikToks start making sense.
Yes, it was like one of them little scroll, doom scrolls. Anyways, they were talking about how, like, what if Peter Pan was the villain? This was also on Once Upon a Time, actually, if you watch that show. Shameless plug, not so shameless.
Mhm.
What if Peter Pan was the villain and not Hook? So Peter Pan was essentially grooming Wendy, right? To
Okay.
get her to run away with him. Okay.
Okay.
He then convinces her and her brothers to go away. It is called kidnapping. That's one.
And they're the Lost Boys.
Well, they take
All of
them
those?
to Neverland, and that's where the Lost Boys live.
Okay.
A bunch of children. Okay. So this man, children, who
But-
is not a man, right? He stayed in his boy state, but I mean, Benjamin Button, okay? He is actually a grown man. He's been around for a very long time. He's just in a little child's body. Okay. So he has all of these children that he's essentially kidnapped and taken to an island away from their homes. Okay.
Lost Boys.
Yes, the Lost Boys.
Pied
Captain
Piper?
Hook, maybe he hates this man because he kidnaps children and he's trying to stop him from kidnapping children.
But what is Captain Hook trying to do with the kid?
Take them back to their homes, maybe. I don't know. Or stop this man from kidnapping kids.
No.
It's an SVU episode.
Oh God, that took
Law
a
and
really
Order. Hello.
dark turn. Okay, so the takeaway I got from that, because I just watched Peter Pan the other day, Peter Pan and Wendy.
The cartoon version?
No, the live
Live
action.
with Robin Williams.
No, that's Hook.
No,
Oh, that's
that's Hook.
Now he's
it's-
definitely grown in that one.
okay.
Yes, he is. It's Peter Pan and Wendy. So it was giving, because you know how like you watch something, but it's like one of those where I go look at you and go,
Mm-hmm.
and you look back at me and
I
go,
go, mhm,
"Mhm."
mhm.
Okay. So in that movie, there's a part where it's like Peter Pan and Hook have this interaction. And I can't remember the dialogue, but it was giving something of like when we were boys,
We were friends.
like when they
Mm.
were younger,
Mhm.
like,
Like they low-key grew up together, but Peter Pan decided to stay a boy and Hook aged.
yeah.
yes, because he stopped believing, I guess, in fun or
He
Magic.
grew up in the magic.
in the magic.
Yeah.
You gotta
And because-
believe, Peter.
And because Hook stopped believing in the magic, he grew up And Peter Pan always believed in the magic, which is how he stayed a little boy.
Also, the reason why there's a reason why he hates Peter Pan is because he lost his hand because of Peter Pan.
But that was the alligator, I thought.
Yeah, but it's Peter Pan's fault.
Yeah.
Explain.
I don't remember what
he fell in
happened.
the water.
He fell in the water. Yeah, pushed him in the water. The alligator, hit his hand off. They were fighting. Whatever the reason is, it was Peter Pan's fault.
Okay, I want to be on your side, but until I know what Hook is trying to do with them kids, I can't support.
He's not. He's just trying to kill Peter Pan. He don't want the kids.
Yeah, he doesn't want the kids. I think he's just trying to get back at Peter Pan.
The kidnapper.
Because kill the kidnapper. I think he's trying to get back at Peter Pan because of childhood beef that they had.
Trauma.
But just because he believes in magic and he don't?
Well,
he also got my hand bitten off.
It wasn't just
he
the
killed
magic.
The alligator already. Like
I think something happened, and which is why I'm like, I watched it and I was like, oh, they're gonna come out with another one. They have to, because they put too much. It was too much innuendo as to that they had like a childhood situation. Because even, and I'm just gonna give away the movie, so spoiler alert. He takes Captain Hook's ship, takes all the kids back to
Neverland?
London. No, back to London with
Wendy and the other two kids.
So he unkidnaps them.
He unkidnaps them.
Peter Pan does this.
Peter Pan does
Just
this.
the three.
No, he took all of the kids back.
Is this in your movie or in the
my
story?
movie.
Okay.
So he took all the kids back because the mom and dad woke up
probably
like,
trying to redeem himself.
why the hell are all these kids in my
kids?
house? And then after they drop the kids off, I guess, so they can go back to their respective homes. Wendy's like, Peter, stay. And he's like, no. So then he goes back to Neverland.
Probably to kidnap some more kids to repopulate his land.
No, he didn't. He went back to take Captain Hook's ship. Because it's like this scene where Captain Hook is laying
he's trying
out
to make everybody whole.
Yes.
That sounds like a hero to me. I don't know.
But in the new version.
Okay.
He didn't already kidnap. So wait.
I think he's trying to make things right.
Okay, so after he kidnapped these kids for eons
and
for decades, now all of a sudden he's a hero for righting his wrongs.
But are they kidnapped or do they want to be there? We're saying they have Stockholm syndrome?
Can they have consent if they're underage? Can I consent to being kidnapped?
I don't know.
I mean, if somebody told me that they would take me somewhere,
can you be kidnapped by another kid?
Where I could have fun every day. And
you guys, you know this is how it starts. Someone in a white van offers you candy.
I'm pretty sure if they look like Peter Pan, I might have gone. Like, I'm not even gonna
like another kid. Like, hey, you want to come with me?
God. Note to self: never leave you guys alone with my child. Not you guys rationalizing kidnapping.
Pinocchio did it too. Remember the Pinocchio? He went with his hoodbat friends.
Boy. And all his friends turned into donkeys.
Yes,
they did.
So, see what happens when you follow problematic
children.
I'm not gonna say it, but
that's an interesting one.
Spoken like a true mama.
They look the same to me.
I'm just trying to understand what Hook was trying to do. That's what
kill Peter Pan, the kidnapper, the groomer. He groomed Wendy to go away with him.
But see, personally, I think that the behind story to that is, which is why,
and want her to be a mama.
If you peep,
why did he want that?
Listen, if you peep, Wendy's mama already knew the story of Peter Pan. I think that Wendy's mama
knew Peter
once upon a time went off to Neverland.
Oh, so now Peter's also trying to date his ex's daughter. Okay, it gets worse.
Okay. All right.
Peter Pan is a problem.
When did he start talking? Was that Peter Pan's baby? Oh, what are you talking?
All right, we gotta move on.
Oh my god!
This episode about to get flagged.
Also, he did kidnap Wendy, and she was like trying to be like a little mother to all the Lost Boys.
Mm-hmm.
She was the only girl
in Tinkerbell.
But I feel like, well, Tinkerbell's not a girl; she's a fairy.
Okay, she's a feminine fairy.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying that I don't know that she can be motherly. I feel like that.
In my Peter Pan, Yara Shahidi was Tinkerbell.
Oh, it's the okay.
I haven't
this just came out.
Yet.
Oh, thanks for ruining the movie, but whatever.
You're welcome.
Dang.
Spoiler alert for real. Now I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna watch it though, since Peter Pan's a villain.
No, just watch it.
I can't.
You don't watch it and yell at the TV the whole time. It's fine. You do
probably
the same thing when you watch reality TV.
I'm like,
no, I'm not, because you can't be good now all of a sudden after you kidnap kids for decades.
You know, I thought you said you could need to reform.
Just not it's kidnapping if they want to go and it's fun. Do they know that they're going to be away for years?
Oh my god!
But it wasn't giving years. It was giving like they were all children.
That's why.
And then that's why they got dropped back off at home so they could go back to their respective
like a fun
homes.
afternoon.
All I know is in the cartoon version, I only remember Wendy and her brothers going back home. I don't remember any of those little brown kids going back home.
I remember Hook the most, and when they came back with what's his name's marbles. You lost your marbles.
Just watch
The
it.
uncle who's crazy?
Watch
No?
it.
No one remembers?
Just watch it. Watch it.
All right.
Okay.
I think you guys trying to justify kidnapping, but whatever.
That took a turn.
It did. I don't know where to go from here.
Are there any other villains that we wanted? We haven't talked about Scar. I will say that before we did this episode, I saw a list of the villains and they were ranked, and Scar was 7th. And I take a massive issue with that.
I do too.
You killed your brother, nigga.
Yes.
Most of these
Don't
other
call him.
villains are not. He's a nigga. He's African.
I bet they're going to say that they're not niggas.
We know who definitely gonna say they not.
Right.
I just feel like a lot of the other villains are actually murderers. You need to be higher up. You need to be at least top 3. I
Yes.
understand that it's Circle
Yeah.
of Life and you're a lion, not a person.
I definitely can't even think of
But
like
there's also
7 villains ahead of him or
But there's
6.
Also, the part where like there is like a
It's
you know,
giving the
little
crown.
thing that he killed. Like not only did he kill Mufasa, but he ate him.
Mhm.
So I just feel like you
Yeah.
need to be
the
higher.
spare didn't want to be a spare no
yeah,
more.
Scar was definitely a bad bee for sure.
He didn't want to be a spare no more.
Yeah. But also I understand like to be raised as like second best your entire life. I do understand how that is like
But I don't
not
know
a great feeling.
if you're raised. I feel like that's Jafar's story. I don't know if Mufasa was raised to be second best or he just got bested. And that's
Who?
that's
Scar?
a different kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He wasn't. Was he the firstborn? Or was Mufasa was the firstborn, right?
I would assume so, just
Yeah,
to give in
it's
the
the-
Right. So
high
he was
value.
raised. He was. You're never gonna be. As soon as he has a son, you're never gonna rule this kingdom.
But
Yeah,
is it that I don't know if that's what they were trying to point it to, or if they were actually saying like you scrawny, even if you like how lion
like you
tribes,
can't beat him.
tribes work,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
beat him, so you never work. Like even if y'all were kids, and maybe even then you were always weak. So sure,
Yeah.
over
I know.
time,
I'm just saying like that. Even that being ingrained in you at birth, that you're always gonna be second best, and then your older brother is also bigger than you. He's more handsome than you.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't know that it was from birth. I think that like as you come of age, there's that like lion thing where y'all
Yeah.
They have
spar
to
and
bat
blah,
it
blah,
out,
blah,
yeah.
and you either take the pride or you lick your wounds and leave. And I just don't think that he could be Mufasa. I don't know that it was like his station in life is I think what we're saying.
Gotcha.
right? Yeah.
But Jafar being like the illegitimate son of like the Sultan or whatever
That's
is
still
kind of different.
unconfirmed.
Oh, okay. Because I was trying to understand what his like why he was just a terrible person.
Yeah, I think he's just a terrible person.
And what was his
Maybe
beef
it was
already?
greed.
He was just trying to get he wanted to marry Jasmine so he could become the Sultan.
The Sultan. He
Yeah,
went
And
to
so Aladdin was the problem because she loved him.
Yeah.
Yep.
But not only that, he wasn't a king, or like he wasn't a
He wasn't
prince-
like royalty or prince.
right?
Yeah.
He was like
So they were both the same. Except he had money.
Oh.
yeah.
He's a
Jafar
merchant.
could never be ruler of the
That's
kingdom
really-
because he wasn't a prince.
Right.
Jasmine had to marry a prince.
Aladdin did it.
We didn't know he wasn't a prince. We're going to argue about this for the end of time. She didn't know that he wasn't a prince.
I'm saying.
No, we know she knew that, didn't know, but
Jasmine didn't know at first.
right. But that's what I'm saying.
She
But
was
we know that.
skeptical, but she
But
didn't
then
know.
when
that.
they got found out, they still
Guys,
prospered.
again, it was too late.
It's 3 against 1.
She was
How is it-
already in love.
How is it too
Listen,
late?
how many times has a man lied to you under false pretenses? You fall in love and then find out later.
0.
And then how many times did you leave?
How many times did you stay for a little while longer?
Not science. 0.
How many times have you met a woman? Okay. And she's beautiful. You know what I mean? And then you get her back to the house, you find out it's a wig. It's like from Fresh Prince of
match.
No, from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, she's like, here. You
Okay,
find out
so
it's all a
I'm
lot.
not saying that it doesn't happen. What I'm saying is I'm not rooting for that outcome. I don't
I'm
want
not
it for
rooting
anybody
for it.
else.
I'm not rooting for it either.
I'm not proud that it happened to me.
No, either. I'm just saying it happens. Now that is probably the realest storyline of all of them. You get bamboozled by a man, fall in love, and then you gotta decide if you're gonna stay with him knowing he's a scammer or move on to somebody else. And how many times have you wasted your good years?
Not wasted your good years. I don't.
Yeah, but the
I don't see
scammer
that. I don't
becomes
believe
good.
in that.
I'm just saying it's a
scammer
real life
becomes
story.
good.
This is a real life story.
It was.
And it was for the brown girl. How about that?
If Harriet Tubman got married at 60 something, I know y'all gonna be out. And she got herself like a 20-year-old or
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
Harriet Tubman?
Harriet Tubman.
Her husband.
Got her a young Tedda.
Oh, she brought
Do
all
you
the
know
people
she
to
was a
freedom.
grown woman when that man was born?
Yeah.
I'm a grown
A
woman.
couple of years.
Okay, so does grooming go both ways?
Wait a minute. Was he
Yes,
of age? Was
it
he
does.
how? Please find out how old this man was before we start dragging Harriet Tubman.
How about we just
No,
Nah.
now I need to know.
I think we need to leave this alone.
No, I need to know how old this man was.
No,
Because if
no,
she
it's
was
true,
a,
because
if she was a pedophile, then I mean, we
I'd
need to
be
talk about it.
messing with my friend and being like, look, if Harriet can do it, you could do it.
Not if Harry could do
Can we
it.
stop discovering new things about the greats? Let's just leave it alone. I can't do anything
No,
now.
I need to know.
We can't cancel
Oh,
them.
that's right. Y'all didn't go with us to Harriet.
We gonna cancel the Underground Railroad. We find out she was a groomer. What are we gonna do?
I will look at her different. Now I'm not dressing up as
And
her
then what?
for Black History Month.
When did you do it?
Right.
Probably when I was like 6. I'm sure I was Harriet Tubman for some like church program.
not. That
I'm sure
was
I read
me.
a story. Oh, see? Look at us. Look at you. Being a pedophile.
Oh,
How old was her man? Now, if he was like a nice little tenderoni, like 25, 28, and she was 60 and, you know, getting her back blown out by...
Davis was more than 20 years younger than Tubman.
Okay, that's
Okay,
not
so he
bad.
could have been 40.
But he's legal.
She was 60.
I'm
You
checking it.
had us over here
Okay,
really
but
about to
legal-
disrespect this
Define
woman.
Wait a
us.
minute. Wait a minute.
Okay, you had
Still 20
me
years.
about to
There's still
disrespect
20,
boundaries
20.
to this legality of things. Like,
She's-
I need to understand, what grade were you in when
Does
that
it
person
matter
was
if
born?
when we met you were of age?
No, I think it doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
I think it's a little bit cringy if
You knew
that-
me.
if
If I
you
knew
see
you when
that.
you were a child,
and if you're
that's
seeking
cringy.
Michael
only
Jordan-
people in that age.
Yeah. Now, if I'm 60, I look fine, and you're 40, and you think that I look good, and we
Then
get married,
that's
then
God.
it is what it is. Black don't crack.
I'm sick of y'all. That's God.
I mean, that sounds like a life to me.
Maybe a life and a half.
Good night.
Okay,
He
let's
probably
move on.
prolonged her life for real.
You guys, we haven't. I hate you. We haven't talked enough about Princess Tiana, and I don't like that. So Shadow Man, we gotta talk about the Facilier, the villain in
Dr.
her movie.
Facilier.
I need to remember. Okay, so did she own the restaurant or she just worked in it?
She wanted to own it,
one.
Okay, and so she's working towards, and then
and so I think she became a frog to get what she needed in order to secure the restaurant from him.
I believe so.
There's a promise that he made her. There was something about
Why she gotta do it as a
her-
frog?
She had a white friend who was rich too, right?
Yeah, the
That little
girl.
blonde
the
thing.
girl,
But she was
not
like,
the blonde thing. Wow, she can't even be a human.
After sharing a
Christ.
kiss, she wants to open a restaurant. After sharing a kiss with a prince that had been transformed into a frog by an evil witch, she must embark on a journey with the prince to find a voodoo priest to break the spell, because she became a frog too. They were both frogs, so they both
Mhm.
went together.
She kissed the frog, knowing he was a frog, right?
Uh-huh.
And became a frog.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
as opposed to the opposite happening,
Right.
which is
Oh,
what she assumed was going to happen.
she thought he was going to turn into a man.
Well, he probably
Wow, what a see another one.
But was he
Tricked.
did he lie to her? What's the backstory? I can't remember.
Why did she kiss a frog?
I do know that in the
Look at
beginning
you.
he came
Payout.
into town broker than he let on to be, which is why the guy
did lie
was
to her,
following
too.
him. He was lying to people.
Man, these niggas be lying on these shows.
Hello, and y'all over here trying to blame these women.
Who? What?
Jasmine, were you not trying to blame her a minute ago?
Oh no, I stand by that.
Whatever. So what about Tiana? She's
Oh.
not going to keep coming for my
Okay,
crotch.
so with Tiana, she's the only princess that works, right?
You said
Her-
that last time. I mean,
works for
did
money.
you not consider Cinderella working? Okay.
No, she was to clean up her
But
house.
she's not a
Still
princess.
housekeeper.
Cinderella
that's
wasn't.
she's
She
enslaved.
cleaned up the house because it was dirty, and she assumed that children lived there, and there were no adults.
What?
Huh?
Cinderella. Wait, who had 7 dwarfs?
Wait. What childhood did you?
And we're back. Oh.
Cinderella. Cinderella was the one with the slipper.
This is why we can't get behind any of the points you be making. Because who are you talking about?
Cinderella had the slipper. She wasn't working. She was
the
borderline
slave.
enslaved.
That's what I
Yeah.
was trying
But
to
that's not-
say.
Does that work?
That's what Tiff was trying to say.
I'm saying she's putting in work. I'm not saying that she's working for money.
Okay.
Okay, Tiana kissed the frog because he promised her money.
Yeah.
Wow. They really do be lying.
Anything for a couple of, oh, that's terrible. Why they do that to the black girl? I don't like that.
Same. I don't like it either.
Okay, that's the villain for me.
Who?
Shadow Man is just the added entity.
Right. The nigga that lied to her.
Can I also say that she is now? If we look at the princesses, like real quick,
Oh God.
Moana's daddy is in her life.
Oh,
Tiana's daddy is in her life.
is he?
Well, he was in the beginning. I think that's how she got the love for cooking because her
Oh,
dad
yeah.
used to cook.
Thank God.
Pocahontas's dad was in her life.
Jasmine's dad was in her life.
Jasmine's dad was in her life.
hmm
Are those all the brown princesses? That is the one thing I do
Yeah.
like.
Where are their moms?
Did.
No. Tiana's mom was there. She lived after the dad passed.
Okay.
Pocahontas' mom passed. That's where the necklace came from.
hmm
Moana's mom was there. They were side by side
Mhm.
in
Okay.
the movie.
Jasmine's mama
what
was
about
not
Mulan?
alive.
Jasmine's mom. I
Mulan's
think,
mom, both her parents, but her mom was problematic. But culture.
Now, in that
So was her
very
grandma.
quick list, Cinderella's mama is dead. So is her daddy. Aurora, I don't remember where her parents. I mean, I know that
Her
they
dad
were
was
around
alive,
the
right?
beginning.
Yeah.
Rapunzel, her mom is the problem.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
So
No.
I mean, I'm also speaking to when you have the parents. Sometimes your enemy is different.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
We're walking with
Bring
you.
us home. Bring us
Yeah,
home.
we're walking with you. Come on.
Your enemy is different. You have both your parents, which means you have a different level of support. Some of
And
the
guidance.
princesses and guidance because you have different perspectives, right? And some of the other princesses, I feel like some of their struggles were different because they either had mommy issue, daddy issue, or both issue.
Mm.
So it's like you fighting your stepmom because you didn't really know your mom and your daddy is dead.
And a
And-
scammer.
And
Look, this nigga was from Atlanta.
Snow White, she's fighting the evil witch because where's her daddy?
It's her
Getting
daddy's
kissed
fault,
unconsented
actually.
by-
Mm.
And all these niggas following her around.
So
Them
I
dwarfs.
mean,
All the emotions.
I think the
Just
only
these
person that
emotions.
had a stable situation. Well, Belle had her dad, but
Her mom was dead.
her mom was dead. So
Yeah.
And her dad was like, was he like not bright? What happened?
yeah, I
He's
think
the inventor.
I think they tried to argue that he was not stable.
Yeah, he gave it a little crazy.
He did give a little.
Yo,
The light
Epiphany.
bulb moment.
Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
blown away. What if Snow White's dwarfs weren't really dwarfs, but really her emotions she was trying to deal with while
And she was crazy.
Ooh, or at least, or at bare minimum, something just like she's out there.
Compartmentalizing.
Ooh,
There is
And their
um,
names.
yes.
Okay, and there's also a thing
Whoa.
piece about that regarding oh my god, why did I just blank on her name? Alice in Wonderland.
Oh,
The
yes,
Mad
yes,
Hatter
yes.
and like that.
She was on X, right?
That there's like all these like mental health like notes in
Yes.
mental illness like notes with it.
Oh, that's just
throughout
on
Alice in
drugs.
Wonderland. But that is really interesting.
That is interesting.
I'm gonna say it every
you-
episode. Therapy is for everybody.
Even Disney princesses.
Even
Is that her trying
Most
to
of
cope
the
with her
Disney-
loneliness?
Yeah, oh,
There's a whole
There's-
YouTube video on like
Why is she just roaming around the forest by herself? Sis, where are your friends?
they're birds and squirrels and Bambi. Those are her friends. There's a whole. I saw this on YouTube. There was like
Oh my
the Disney
God.
princess and and all the ones that had like mental health issues. But I didn't click on it because I was like, I don't know if I'm ready
Oh
to
my
go on
god,
this.
find it right now.
Okay, I'll send it to y'all after this. But I was just
Oh.
like, I didn't click on it. I was like, this. I don't know if I'm ready for this rabbit hole.
I feel like we should
So,
talk about it.
I actually just saw a Disney. Wait, did y'all send it? It was like I'm passing the mic to somebody whose face
I
was so
sent it.
strong. Yes, that had me dying.
I must have missed it.
no, it was one where the Disney princesses were talking about each other and passing the phone
Oh,
to.
And so she came in each scene dressed as a different Disney princess.
Oh.
Yeah,
that is.
I'm passing the phone to some bitch that can't blah 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 blah. And she's okay. Well, I'm passing the phone to. It's really funny.
to the bitch whose face was so strong they thought she was a whole man. Talking about Mulan.
And did.
Wow. Okay, have we? I think we've talked about everything.
We have. And then some.
And then
Lord.
not even talked about princesses anymore. So
Yeah,
That's fine. We knew that was gonna happen.
yeah.
We did.
Okay.
There's one thing we're gonna do. Like I'm
It's-
playing, no, just like.
Oh.
It's
Well, I think it
tangent.
is.
Yeah,
It's tangent.
It's
Yeah.
Because one thing we're gonna do
Is
tangent.
I can't stand y'all. Okay, the tangent for today. What's an unpopular opinion you have?
An unpopular opinion.
Unpopular.
Okay, a draw 4 can go in a draw 2, but a draw 2 can't go in a draw 4.
Carol,
Patrick.
you cannot stack those.
Yes, you can.
You cannot.
Yes, you can.
you stacking?
Yes, you can.
It's
Are
the
you
same
not
thing.
gonna
Separate those two
You
rules.
have to
can.
stack like cards.
Oh,
you cannot
look.
stack a
You can
draw.
put a draw 4 and a draw 2, but you can't
But
put a
the
draw
gr-
2 and a draw 4.
So you're playing by yourself.
No, I'm playing with my entire family.
No.
I'm playing with my whole family.
Because you just have one draw two?
Huh? Like if I'm going around the circle and like Nicole puts a draw 2 down, Saya puts down a draw 2, and it's my town, I don't have a draw 2, but I have a draw 4, I can put the draw 4 down.
No.
Can you,
Now
Oh.
you
can you
cannot-
only put it down because there are two draw twos?
No, I can put it down because if you're going
No,
around the
this
circle,
rule is trash.
now it's your
No,
turn.
there is no
you
logic
have,
behind
you have
it.
to put down a draw 4.
No,
You can't put a draw 2
no,
down.
it's a draw two.
No,
I
it's
don't-
not.
the
No, it's
rule-
not.
That's
No,
the
it's
worst
not.
rule
That's
I've
how
ever
we
heard.
played when we were in Mexico.
And it was wrong.
No, it wasn't. It was right. And my whole
No.
family agreed.
And that's why Trey won.
This is why.
Well,
PSA.
learned
This
the
is
best.
why we should read the instruction card.
This is why
when we get
Uno
to
don't know
games.
how to play Uno. And that's clear.
That's what got Uno and Black Twitter. Just trying to tell y'all how to play the damn game. Y'all want to argue?
No, because they don't know how to play house rules.
No, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
Because
my
I like
unpopular.
Twitter.
That's my unpopular opinion, obviously.
Very
I got another one
unpopular.
too. Sugar don't go in grits.
Oh my
It's
God.
salt, pepper, butter. Maybe some other spices, but not sugar.
Bacon.
What about cheese?
Cheese can go in grits,
Eggs.
but definitely not sugar.
I don't know. I like
Shrimp.
sugar grits too.
Ugh.
You don't like shrimp on grits?
No, sugar. She said sugar.
Oh. It depends on how I'm feeling, but
No.
I feel like
Cream-
sugar
you
belongs
can-
on cream of wheat.
Yeah, cream of wheat, sure. Not
Okay,
grits.
so I didn't discover cream of wheat until like last.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I
well,
never
then,
had ever even.
I've never had it
tasted
either, but sugar and grits is like ugh.
Never?
Disgusting. No, I've never had it
No, that wasn't.
I
a
don't
thing
like-
in
How
my
did you just say
household.
you're cool with sugar going on cream of wheat?
because I know it's supposed to go there. I just know it's not supposed to go in grits. I mean, I don't want it.
Y'all.
I want them savory. I don't want them sweet.
What? But you can have. Okay.
Your definition
I
of
just-
die with a lie.
I don't like oatmeal either.
I mean, it's not for everybody.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Am I the only one?
I'm checking.
I mean, I feel like you can keep going.
I probably could.
Don't let us stop you.
Okay, so this is probably unpopular only because I've heard this more recently late, but I sometimes get into bed with my street clothes on.
No. No.
See?
The bed, I don't even like laying on my
No.
couch with it.
Oh, I do my couch because if I have guests over, you guys are wearing your street clothes on my
I'm-
couch.
I'm 50. Like,
But not my
I
bed.
can or I
No, take them
like,
off.
I would prefer not.
You mean
but,
under
like,
the covers?
No, like I just lay on
Like
my
on
top
top?
of my bed.
I
yeah.
mean, I'm not okay with it, but I can deal with it. But if you're getting in like your bed, like on your sheets in your
Okay.
Oh, I
street
got
clothes,
one.
I understand the logic. I do. I just the way I be feeling sometimes. I just
On top. And that's what you gotta do.
be
Yeah.
getting in the
Uh,
bed.
Okay, so
Anyway,
then
bless
Why
me,
don't you
Lord.
just get naked?
just take your clothes off.
sometimes you can.
I mean, if there's other.
I didn't say I didn't.
Oh, then you don't
okay.
get on with your street clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, you do both though.
Okay.
okay.
Well then. Mhm.
Well, all right.
Anyway.
No, to piggyback on that, I'm gonna go to bed at night and I'm gonna take a bath in the morning. And I know some people are like, no, you have all day on you. You can't put that in your bed. And I'm
Oh.
like,
I'm okay with it if you're
Yes,
putting.
I
I'm
can.
gonna put it in
Yeah,
the
I'm okay
bed.
that if you're changing your clothes.
I'm gonna put it in.
In my bed?
In my bed?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Uh,
that if you're changing your clothes.
Okay. I have one that I feel like is gonna get me flamed, and that's okay because it's my truth. I think washcloths are gross.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
actually.
it's a gross concept.
So what do
Yeah.
you
Are you using the same bar of soap as everybody else?
No. I have an African washcloth. I have like a silicone
Oh,
body
okay.
scrubber, but I
Okay.
think the concept of a washcloth that you wash your whole body and then you wash your nether regions and then you do it again tomorrow, I think it's
Well,
putrid.
Do
No,
you have
there's
a
some
sep-
people that have separate.
Yeah, but I also just the concept of using the same one over and over is I just don't
Where does
I
your?
feel like the conversation encapsulates so much shame that we don't have the conversation on whether or not there's logic in it.
Well,
But
no,
what-
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I know people who use completely different every day.
Yeah, mine are separate.
No,
Oh, so
but I mean, we'll
And
get a
that's-
new.
Yeah, and that I feel like
set
is
every
different.
day.
Yeah, I feel like that's different.
Okay.
I don't have the ability to try
Do
to
you have,
remember
like,
all that every day.
One
But
African cloth for your body, and you have the other African cloth for your like crack in your vagine.
wow, I didn't know that we were going to get to this level of detail. I have
Welcome, everyone.
I have an African
Couch
cloth for
and
my
bags.
body, and then I have a washcloth for the other part.
But you put it in your butt, in your vagine.
Okay, Carol.
No,
All right.
glad we talked about that.
Same.
Do you have one washcloth for all of it?
I have like several different apparatuses for my body.
Okay. Oh, weird that you don't want to get really specific.
Right. What
about your
apparatuses
own-
do you have?
So I have I use a loofah, and then I
Ew.
also have like I have a silicone brush.
All right. I didn't mean to react.
No, it's okay because I feel like we've had this conversation on another podcast before, and I know how disgusted you are by loofahs. So I get it. I'm okay with that. I'm telling you my truth. Listen, if we're gonna be,
You're right.
I shower every day though. If we're gonna talk about that, I don't know
Yes.
if we're gonna talk about that. And
Yeah.
I also wash my body multiple times. Like I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
You just got so aggressive so
Should we move on? I don't know. Okay. I also have like a little silicone like brush thing that I use.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Like a little scrubber.
yeah, that I do for like for my body.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Yeah. But I feel like I'm clean. I don't know. I wash my body multiple times in the shower. So I use soap.
Sometimes.
Scrub my legs.
I use the antibacterial.
Yeah.
I told y'all about that.
Yeah.
That's to Tiff's point. The only reason I haven't come to a conclusion is like, well, this guy antibacterial all up and through.
Like
but if I
the
wasn't,
stuff they
then
use
I-
for surgery?
No, so Dial's
Oh, okay,
antibacterial.
okay.
Yeah, because my dermatologist was like, yeah, the things you get involved with on a day-to-day basis, go ahead and make sure you daily use an antibacterial.
Not you or
soap.
My grandparents were on it. My grandparents were faithful Dial users. So I
Yeah.
was just curious.
Yeah.
Okay. Any
Wow.
other unpopular?
I'm scared. The judgment.
I think we
Look, we need to move on. My God.
Man.
Ooh, who knew?
Okay, well, it's time for Coley's Corner.
So what we got today? I don't have.
Okay. So
The maid of honor decided she would pay for all of the dresses on her credit card and we would pay her back directly. I get there and the dress fit perfectly. As I'm walking out the door, another person that's working there yells out, "Hey, that would be $200.
Oh boy.
Well, the shop owner came running back over to defuse the situation and confirm the dress was already paid for. I turned to walk out and then suddenly realized that she said $200 and not $400. When I confronted the maid of honor about it, she spilled the beans. The bride and maid of honor plotted together to charge us double to help pay for the bride's dress. I let the rest of the bridesmaids know, and now we want to drop out. Would I be the
It's a full 100% overcharge. That's crazy.
fit the things that you're getting into your budget instead of being like, how can we make our budget bigger by scamming other people?
Weddings tend to bring out the worst in people.
The maid of honor
Your face is how I felt the first time I heard
Mhm.
this.
okay. So Coley, please give us your advice.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. First of all, find new friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Step one.
Yes. Step one, find new friends. Or if y'all are just associates, then no, you're not in the wedding. Ain't paying for shit. Not near nothing. After being in a plethora of weddings. Thank you, friends.
I like that word plethora.
Yes. My dresses have varied. Why? Well, one, because I'm thickums. I need some extra fabric. You know. And I've had to pay for alterations because chesses doesn't match someplace. But anyway, to do a 200% upcharge, like the dress is $200 and you don't charge these people $400 to help supplement the cost of your dress. Now, let's just be very clear. If you my homie for real and you go, look, I really love this dress and my bank account just don't bank account like I wanted to bank account for this dress. I would rather you just ask.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do it, but
I know that. I mean, I know you're probably not, but
I'm be like, you better fall in love with something else.
I might instead of a wedding gift.
but yes,
Oh, actually, that's a good
yes.
point.
Like if you look, I love this dress. Like, I might even ask, do you want it that bad? I don't mind helping, but don't upcharge me on my shit because you want to get your shit.
And don't do it on the low.
Yeah.
Or even like if it's like can you guys help me out? You're
Yeah.
like, you're assuming that I can afford, because being in weddings is very expensive. it's not just the wedding dress. It's the bridal shower. It's the bachelorette. It's the shoes. It's my hair. It's possibly my makeup, the jewelry, my undergarments. Like you said, the tailoring. It is a lot of things that go into being
Transportation, hotels.
being in the wedding. And you are going to on the side
Upcharge me $200 extra. And I bet you she asked for a gift too. Go ahead.
She's the type that's like sends invoices out for weddings. I just think I agree. When I first I was like, wow, like, are we friends? Like clearly
that part.
Yeah, because
No,
you
you're not.
think we're close enough for me to ask you to be in my wedding. I would assume that we're a level of closeness that I don't have with other people. That is disrespectful, rude, grimy, disgusting. Like, how dare you? Like, I was so, I guess maybe because also, side note, if you don't know me for real, I also do wedding planning or have done it in the past. And I know how expensive weddings are. I get it. I also understand when you go to try on a dress and maybe you try on a dress that's outside your budget. It's a little bit more than you want to spend. I get falling in love with something you can't afford. But girl, what?
Figure it out.
Yeah, like don't scam your friends. Are you, when I tell you,
You gotta get a side job.
Or just learn
not
how
your
to
friends.
sew.
Yeah.
And make your own shit.
Or
Also
pick
true.
another dress. Or have a longer engagement, which a lot of people do so you can save up longer. Like there's a lot of different options that don't include scamming the people that are closest to you.
Right.
But also, I'm in that wedding, I'm dropping out. I'm not paying for this dress. You're on your own.
All the way on
You
your
and this
own.
maid of honor can figure out paying for these however many dresses.
Are you staying
On your
friends?
No, I'm not
own.
going to your wedding either.
Okay, but are you friends after?
No.
Well, I'm going to the wedding because I want my plate that you paid $75 to $100 for.
Oh no, I'm going. Like it is the end of our friendship for me. Like you doing this like that is disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Saya? Sorry.
I think for me, the biggest thing is you not giving me the option to be able to make that choice for myself.
Right.
Point blank,
Yeah.
period. And I think that I will say this: I have, I'm sure we all probably have known people who have gotten married and had people in their wedding party who they may not have been the closest with, but maybe the bride or groom felt like they were close, but the other person didn't. Like, unless we are like, we have been tight since age 2, since diapers, I know everything about you. I don't understand why you would think that doing this with people who you may or may not be that close with anyway, that's the way you want to go or handle that. Like, I just don't understand the level of respect people have for people who are already doing a lot for you, to Carol's point, on your big day. And this is the way
it's a
that
day.
you...
Yeah.
Yeah, a day. And a dress that you... When are you
May
gonna wear
never
it?
even wear
Right.
Never gonna wear again.
Right. Like, I just... Where your values lie,
Yeah, I don't even know who you are. As a
This
person.
is the
Yeah,
thing.
like-
So it's the bride and the
Maid of honor.
maid of honor that made this decision consciously together, which means you have shady and shadier that came together to try to shade the rest of the people that you would like to assist you. Or first of all, if you ask someone to stand next to you on that day, I feel like you have a special regard for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you have a special regard for them, do you really, if you're like, to me, this just seems like a different level of disrespect
Yeah.
it's very contradictory. It's like, I have a lot of regard for you. I want you to stand next to me on my day, but also let me be a shyster.
Yeah. I'm like, it's not even a real situation to me, but I'm like really, really mad. Only because like, I'm just thinking like, I would never do that to y'all. I would never
I
do
can't
that
even
to you guys.
imagine.
Yeah.
And similarly, I was thinking, because sometimes I feel like people do this with lesser things. So I feel like a lesser type of this is someone paying for an Airbnb, and when they split it out and they ask for money, they ask for more money than what their actual split is.
Yep.
Do you have the same level of anger for that
Yes.
scenario as this?
Yeah. Why? Like, if we're going somewhere together, like, why are we not doing this equally? Like, or is it like I'm getting you to pay my portion? It's like I'm splitting it up, but like not including myself in. Is that what you're saying? Or
Yeah,
just like if
or
it's
some of it.
$1,000, I'm charging you also. I come out with a $500 profit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you come out on top of like what you, maybe
Why
not
are
a
we-
profit, but like, yeah, like you're not paying like,
Your portion.
or what is coming back to you is supplementing some other aspect that's costing you for the trip or something. Because I've heard of people doing that, and people are still friends with those people. And I'm just like that concept never even like crosses my mind.
No.
Like, I just like can't, it's really hard for me to imagine doing that with people that I feel very close with.
Yeah. Like, why am I scamming my friends?
Yeah.
Why can't we have a conversation? I think it's the bigger thing for me. But I don't know that I hold this in the same regards. I mean, I hold this in the same regards that second scenario, but I think for me, the one thing that I have to keep coming back to is that maybe, like, I think when we make choices to have people at our wedding, it's our close friends, but sometimes people just add people, right? They may not even be that close. So I don't know how close, I'm not saying that changes my decision in any way, but I'm just saying that sometimes that may be where people feel like they are comfortable with doing it because it's like, oh, either I needed a filler or the person I wanted to come couldn't afford it, but this person can, like it's that type of scenario. So maybe that's why people are okay. Cause I just, to y'all's point, y'all can't be friends. So this to me has to be some other scenario because I can't imagine you being friends and doing this and like close friends. I can see it maybe happening, like I said, with a filler before I could see like a
even
close
that,
friend.
like I can't even imagine asking a stranger to help me pay for my.
I can see how people just do it though. I don't agree with it, but I can see how people are like, oh, I'm not
that's like
attached to
the
this
same
thing.
concept of people putting up GoFundMe's for.
I was just thinking about
I don't know. Like it's
at least that's like straight up.
Yeah, at least you just ask me. I would rather you just ask.
They could lie, but yeah.
And that's my point. It's just ask. Ask me and
Don't
let me
trick
make
me.
a decision if I can or would like to help you. Don't trick me into trying to assist you because you also don't know what bind you're putting that person in. Because if they think, okay, I have to pay $400 for this dress, maybe they don't have $400, or maybe they put $200 in their going casino machine the night before. Who knows? And they don't have it, so now they pulling money from somewhere else to compensate. I don't know, but I don't.
It's wrong.
It's just wrong. Find new friends. Don't go to the damn wedding. Bump them.
Yeah, we're not friends. They're not your friends.
Yeah.
No.
And no, you're not the asshole, I guess.
No,
You're not.
you're
Absolutely
definitely
not.
not
That
the
person's the
asshole.
asshole for sure.
Yeah, for sure. The bride
Always
is and the
around.
maid of honor.
Oh,
Yes.
God, that's so sickening.
I know
to
the bride
me.
is hot. She's like, wow, I don't have no bridesmaids, and I can't get my dress.
Can you
And-
imagine if
and you
everything
out.
had been printed, like everybody's name is up there, and they're like, "Where your bridal party at?" I know black people would be like, "Where your bridal party at, girl?"
Especially
Like,
if all the niggas are there on the other side.
Like,
Also, I'm thinking too, I know that maid of honor is also hot. It's also her fault, but like you prepaid for all these dresses that you can't return likely.
Ew.
Haha. Joke's on you.
And the joke is on you.
Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay.
all right.
Well, if you have any additional submissions, if you have any questions, if you have any situations that you either need advice or guidance on, please hit up the Auntie Squad at what keeps us, respectfully in our DMs, or at WKUtogether@gmail.com.
See.
Good job.
Very good.
All right. It's time for Meme of the Week.
Oh. Forgot we stopped being ghetto.
Right. Okay. So this one comes from Black Twitter threads. And it says, after they stopped password sharing, it's no more Netflix and chill. It's Disney Plus and Thrust now.
Oh.
I felt like that was very timely. What we're talking about.
It is timely, but
And this one said, not y'all Disney Plus and Thrust with the Lion King on.
No, don't even say it. Just stop it.
Hakuna Matata freaks. Clapping cheeks while Mulan in the background. And it says, just log off. Now, let's get down to business.
and defeat these times. No, I can't do it. Not here for that. I'm not here for that.
It's also Tubi and Doomy is the other one.
Okay.
Hulu and what that mouth do. Prime and wide.
I'm turning your mic off.
Amazon Prime and let me hit it from behind.
The joy.
What is your algorithm set up with?
No, mine is pure joy and comedy. I am laughing when I'm on Instagram all the time.
Oh God.
Okay.
Are there any other good ones?
No,
Max and blowbacks.
Oh my God. Can we get to the aftershave, please?
Please.
Or is this your aftershave?
Let me see if there's any more good ones.
There's none. There is none.
Peacock and Gawk.
Is there one?
Black people are so creative.
Okay, that's the best one. That's the best one.
Okay, we'll end it there. at a time.
Wow.
All right.
The way I never saw that coming.
Oh.
That's what she said. Okay.
Aw. Man, I hope she sees it coming. Shoot. Gonna be like Issa.
Go in there.
Man, to not see it coming is tragic.
Okay, let's talk to aftershade. Oh my god. That's ridiculous.
All right, well, who wants to go first?
Don't have no
What y'all
sense.
learn today? What advice you want to give?
I learned a lot about you.
Me?
As if you're surprised.
And Sleeping Beauty. I mean, Snow White. I mean, Aurora.
I mean that over there. That's what it was
To
leading
be
up
fair,
to.
they all look the same to me.
They don't.
Sorry.
I could see Cinderella and Aurora, but
And the fact that we didn't know her name until recently. Did you know her name was Aurora?
yes.
Nicole literally
whole
did.
time?
That's why how it came up.
Yes.
Did y'all know that her name was
No.
Aurora
I
until
did, but
recently?
forgot.
Okay. Fine.
I think they said a little bit. in the
She's been
movie,
Sleeping Beauty my entire life until like last week.
Aurora.
Yeah, it's in the movie. Yeah, like for it's not
What?
long. It's not a lot. They don't do
What
that.
are you quoting?
Yeah,
Like,
what
how
are
do
you?
How
I'm
do you
saying
have
that
these
there's-
locked in like that?
I don't know.
Who says
I
that?
don't know. I'm pretty sure it's in the movie.
Who?
The fairies were yelling out her name, like trying to
Yeah.
get her attention
Yeah.
for something.
Oh. I'm gonna watch it.
Wow.
I'm not gonna watch it.
You're gonna watch it and still not remember. You're gonna
I'm
be
not.
like, oh y'all, I watched Snow White
Sleeping Beauty.
when she fell asleep. When she pricked her finger.
The Seven Dwarfs. The Slipper. I am gonna watch Moana though. I'm gonna go home and watch that.
Okay.
All right. What'd y'all learn?
I don't
Any
know.
advice? Any good advice y'all got?
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest takeaway from this whole rabbit hole that I can affirm for our listeners is there is one, I think, let's start from the top. You know, somebody's going to define you as one thing or another as far as a princess is concerned. That was very interesting to me. So I want to just let y'all know, those who didn't even have princess in their title, even if you don't have princess in your title, maybe you can still win. Them people behind you. We got Princess and the Frog. We got what's the oh god, I can't think of the other.
They're not behind you.
Frozen?
Can't remember the names.
The Frozen.
Encanto?
Elsa and
Yes,
Anna.
thank you. Frozen.
Okay.
I was
Mirabelle.
I could only think of their names.
Is your
Got
point
it.
still made if you forgot who they are?
I knew the movie.
Okay.
Anyway, what I was trying to say was, definitions do not matter, but I think not only that, the other thing is from all of these Disney movies, what I've appreciated about them evolving to is something that I think we can have for our own selves. I think there's a standard that we may even want for our own selves or have set up against societal standards that we evolve out of. And as we see with Disney movies, the way they have changed from the princesses seeking men's all the time, or having the plot line of having to do something with the relationship format, shifting from that storyline to now individuals are going after things for themselves, finding their own inner strength. That's to me like the evolution of life, in which I'm appreciative. But so I affirm for everybody else that even if you haven't got to that point yet in your life, please believe it's going to be a time where you're going to appreciate where you are, who you are in the moment for as you are, versus trying to put yourself in against other standards. So I want to affirm for y'all that if you're not there yet, just wait, it'll happen. If you're there currently, rock it out, because we all enjoy just being able to be ourselves and finding our own true voice and path and what we want to do. That's what really brings life joy, not trying to fit into those boxes.
Yeah, not piggyback off that. I would say, like, life is not just a straight path. It's never too late to change things up or change your opinion. Or like, we all looked at these Disney movies and had, I think, one thought pattern about them. And then as we've gotten older, that story has shifted for us. And that can be the same thing for yourself. Like, you might have one thing that happened to you, but like that doesn't have to be the end of your story. Doesn't have to be the end of your life. And things can always be different. And you have the power to change your life at any point for the better. So I would just say that like, life does not have to be one-sided. Your path does not have to be straight. I don't think anyone's path is straight. And you just have the power to make the changes that you want to make.
I'll keep mine short. I'll just say that you are more than the story that is seen. And it doesn't have to define you. Even if you're the villain in someone's story, that's not all that you are. And it doesn't make your decisions invalid, and it doesn't have to be the only story that is shared about you, and it doesn't have to be the only way that you move through life.
Oh, this makes it difficult. I would say that it is possible for fantasy and reality to mix, that you don't have to separate the two. I know that sometimes people, I know me, I struggle with reality versus what's on TV. And then sometimes also are like, I see where it crosses over. Just know that you can create whatever story you want for your own life. You can be the villain, you can be the hero, or you can be both at any given time, at any given place in your own situation. So just be who you need to be when you need to be it, is what I will say.
Amen. Right.
Choose villain.
Look,
Always.
hey, sometimes you're a villain and it's your narrative is something totally different, but there's always going to be a time where you're going to be a villain in somebody else's.
This is
And
true.
sometimes
story.
you gotta be.
Right,
Hello.
right.
Well,
That's why I said.
all
All
right.
right.
I think we're going to end it right there.
All right. Well,
Until next time.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
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 Bye.